Don't watch me, watch Nolazine TV. It's the best video ever and subscribe to it.
Yo, what up, though? It's your boy Big D the Mogul, aka Suge Diddy. You just tuned in to Nolazine TV. You did?
All right. I'm so like, tell everybody where you from.
Hey, man, I'm from Joy Road, Exit 9, Detroit, Scuddy Zone,
Joy
West
Road.
Side.
Okay. Hey, but I saw the movie Joy Road. That's the reason I know about it.
Oh, okay.
And I also know about, I'm on like McGraw Avenue now because of...
Okay, yeah. McGraw's in Southwest Detroit.
Because I told somebody from Detroit, like, man, I will go to McGraw. Like, no, you don't. I'm like, I like that type of stuff.
You know what? I haven't even seen that show yet, McGraw
It's
Ave.
dope,
I heard
man.
it was like real dope, like the Detroit version
really,
of Wire.
Yeah, dude good.
I might have to-
Murder?
Yeah.
Murder good. I like what he's doing.
I might have to check that joint out, man.
Yeah, that's good. Like, I'm like anticipating season 2.
Okay.
And that's how good season 1 was.
So I'm a binge watch season 1. Do you know when season 2 come out? Because I hate waiting a long
People
time.
been asking. He like it's coming.
And you know, Corona done messed a lot of shooting shit up. So hell
He
yeah.
says it's coming though. You know. Hey, but shout out to Murder and his team.
For sure.
Okay. So tell us, how do you actually come up? I'm like with your name.
Big D the Mogul. Well,
Okay.
shoot, man, my real name Derek. So Big D kind of always been with me since high school, playing ball through college and all that stuff, man. And the Mogul, initially my studio started out, I had a recording studio. It started out as Say Cheese Music Studio. So me and Shawn Cotton, we all started together in the same room.
That's dope.
And I tell people all the time, maybe my blessing and my curse, or the worst thing and the best thing I did was change the name. Because you know, that Say Cheese is crazy right now.
That's crazy because like I actually started my company after him. Like I told and a guy, Sperry Springer yesterday. I'm
Okay.
like, I said, man, me and Shawn was at the Saints game, and the Saints against the Eagles playoff game.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, I asked him a few questions about the thing, and I never knew I could get paid to interview people, and I didn't know that blogs make this type of money. Ever since that day he told me that, I don't think he even realized we was drinking. Well, I was drinking. I don't know what he was doing. He probably wasn't drinking.
Probably wasn't.
But he was just rowdy and shit.
Yeah,
but he
that's
still was answering my questions, and I don't think he knew that. I took off from there, and it been.
Man, you're touching a lot. He the blog Jesus.
Yeah, he the blog Jesus. He the blog Jesus.
For sure.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? It was just he was doing this thing, but I also wanted to be able to have like my own stage. So I changed the studio from Say Cheese Music Studios to Mogul Media Studios. But Say Cheese did all their interviews. So all their early interviews, everything in the city was always in my studio. Okay. So, and that's Shawn, that's my guy. We talk probably once, twice a week. So
That's dope.
yeah, man. So that's how I got in. That's how I got the Mogul Media.
Well, let's just jump right in there.
Okay,
Like,
for
you
sure.
know, all right. What is your as far as your company goes, and like, what is your mission now?
So really, you know what I'm saying, when you think of Mogul, you know what I'm saying, like I'm from Detroit, so we kind of hood bougie, right? We kind of like we bossed up. We like champagne, we like diamonds, we like furs, we like gators, you know what I'm saying?
buffs.
We like buffs, you know what I'm saying? Them Cardis is how you do it, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't getting no money till you get the bucks.
Hey, facts, or shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to take that acumen of Detroit, knowing that you're a player, you're a hustler, and I was like, well, let me make it even more classy. And I was like, what more classier can you be of a boss than being a mogul? And so that mission statement was like, man, let me highlight people who got a mogul state of mind. And so those are the type of people, no matter what field they're in, those are the type of people I try to have in interview, is those who got that mogul state of mind.
Okay, that's dope. So how long have you been in media?
Media, I would say it's probably my 3rd year. I had a podcast. I'm gonna bring it back, but that was called Mogul Moves Only. So I did that for like.
You always had the mogul.
Yeah, so my studios, Mogul Media Studios, Mogul Moves Only was the podcast. I did that for about a year. And then December 2019, I decided to move away from the studio aspect and get into the interview one-on-one type of aspect. And so my nephew came up to me, he's like, man, you should go with Mogul State of Mind for this. And I was like, okay. And that's how I jumped in. So about a year and a half solid on the one-on-one interview.
Well, I won't give you your flowers. Like the name is dope.
I appreciate it.
Because also you can just interview anybody, because everybody is in some type of form a mogul, entrepreneur.
Facts.
Somebody, everybody has a story to tell.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why I really want to interview people. Like, man, you learn something every day.
Absolutely.
I interview people like, damn, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, that's real.
And that's dope.
And you know, that's encouraging, and that's the biggest part about it, because you know, we're so in a world where you see everybody quote unquote success. Instagram, you see everybody doing well, everybody rich, everybody got stacks of money up here. Nobody's struggling on Instagram. It can make people feel isolated and alone.
Right.
So I was like, man, people coming on telling their stories, telling the real, the highs and the lows of everything they've been through. And people realize like, man, you know what? Everybody has some type of struggle. I'm on my path. I don't need to quit because it's hard right now. And so that's why I always want to highlight.
Facts. Like I was telling like other bloggers as well, like, you know, but I enjoy the process.
Fact.
Cause like if you just like blow like today or tomorrow fast, you don't even know how you got there. So if you fall, you're gonna really be starting back from the beginning.
Gotcha.
I already like, you know, go to process, like just to learn on the whole way up.
I'm gonna challenge you on that. Okay. So would you rather work 20 years and get $15 million, or would you rather win a lottery today and get $15 million right now?
So what if I won a lottery and I didn't want the $15 million? Cause guess what? Because you could get the $15 million. Mm-hmm. You could blow that $15 million. What if you a true entrepreneur and a hustler? You like, you know what? I'll take, you know, and put the weekly or the monthly, I'm like lump sum payments. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel it. So which one are you going to take? The weekly payments starting today?
I take the weekly payments.
Starting today. And I'm the same way with blowing up.
Right.
I don't care how it comes. This is just up to you to be disciplined enough to learn how to manage it regardless of when it comes.
Because you also have to have things that goes on your life for you to get to that discipline too sometimes. Because you know, how you know how to manage $1 million if you don't know how to manage $10,000?
That's fair. That's fair, but I'm the type of person that I don't
believe.
believe.
You get that $1 million and like you don't know how to create residual income, you might just start buying designers, going out and like you're not even making that money back, so that money just keeps lower and lower.
Well, if you know that, then that's on you. I don't care if you learn that today or you learn that in 20 years. It's still up to you to figure out how to manage money. Because if you don't know how to manage money,
think about what you said earlier. Thinking about the people you interview and just like thinking about that, like when I think about the show, like when you hear like all these like celebrity singers and rappers went broke.
Yep.
And it's kind of like what you're saying, like, you know, would you rather it now? Like, but I think some of them probably would have rather like an Allen Iverson type of deal. Mm. Like, you know, I blew all this money, but I know at a certain age I could touch this. I learned something.
But I think that's because, you know, you think about it. Most entertainers, most professional athletes are young men coming from poverty. So you giving them way more money than their family has ever seen all together. And they trying to save everybody. And they think that type of money will never run out until the day it runs out. So I think the thing that we do now is our generation is the generation that understands financial literacy. We got it a little bit older. I feel like our kids should be the ones. We have a lot of resources now. Right. So then I mean our kids should be good. This is no excuse for them. It's too many YouTube videos, too many stories, too many of us now talking about stocks and investments to when they get 20 and go pro or whatever to blow the money. So, but back to what we said initially.
Well, the 50 million, I already take $1 million a year.
Just give me the 50 million up front. That's cool. I'm cool
with that.
Everybody
think different, you know.
Because I'm gonna try to blow as much as I can of it up front, like at least because you're not promised tomorrow.
Right. Thanks.
And the worst thing you can do, the irony of anything, is that we can work hard all our life and accumulate all this money and die today, and somebody who didn't work for it
get it off
and get to spend it all.
But like I feel the same way about that when you marry a female and she get half of your money. Like that's like the hurtest feeling.
But women only get married for money. I tell my wife this all the time. Men get married for love. Women get married for money. They make you think that you got to marry them if you love them. They want security. That's why you want to know.
You have a prenup?
No.
Oh, yeah, we know who's going to get your money.
Well, she can get it. That's the one thing about me. I'm not driven by money. Take it. If I got it before, I get it again. If I die today, I know my wife good with my babies. So.
And just give you that 50 million so in case she die, she can have the rest.
Hey, if there ain't shit I can do. I mean, if she do wrong with it, I'm gonna just hunt her ass. Start knocking shit off the dresser. That's all I can do.
Okay. So like, far as moving from Detroit to Dallas, like, you know, tell us, just a little bit, about that like process and like why you did it.
Okay, so it's a journey, man. Actually, I used to come to Dallas a little bit when I was a teenager because got cousins out here. But shit, man, I left Detroit. I went to college at Bowling Green. Played football there for Urban Meyer, and then he left and went to Utah. Played a couple more years at Bowling Green. Came out, went into camp with the Redskins. Didn't make it. Went into camp with New Orleans. I was down there in Metairie.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
So, that's for the football practice stadium, man.
Yeah, so I was out there, you know what I'm saying, doing that whole run. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna make New Orleans. New Orleans, I was hot as hell.
Oh, but like what year that was?
This was 2007.
And right for Drew Brees? Yeah,
No, Drew Brees was there. It was Reggie Bush.
Oh yeah, Drew Brees was
year.
there. You're right. Yeah.
And this is Reggie.
I don't know why Jameis Winston in my mind got me thinking of Aaron Brooks. I just keep thinking about Aaron Brooks
all good.
and the G-Nikes.
But yeah, so it was Reggie Bush second year.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. And I was down there in New Orleans.
You was down there after Katrina when everybody really started coming back.
Yep. So, man, the playbook was easy. They ran the same offense we ran at Bowling Green. It was a zone offense. I picked that shit up. I was balling in camp, man. I just knew I was going to make that shit, bro. And I was just waiting, and they just hit me with that shit you tell females, like, you know, the first person go down, you're going to be the first one to call. We promise. Yeah, I guess nobody still ain't got hurt. Nobody still got hurt. But after I left New Orleans, I actually lived in Georgia 2 years. So I was out there, you know what I'm saying? I always been into the music stuff. And then I don't know, man.
So you should have like a lot of phone numbers in your phone book.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little bit. And then, shoot, man, I always wanted to come back to Texas, like I said, when I was a teenager. So one day, I decided to, in 2010, bust a move and came out here to the Triple D. And ain't looked back since.
Okay. So, like, far as moving to Dallas and, like, jumping into the media, do you actually reach back out to, like, a lot of artists, in Detroit?
Well, shoot, you know what? No, because you got to think, like, the last time I lived in Detroit, the scene, it was still an unknown scene. It was still very local. I think it's dope to see the new phenomenon within the last 3 years, to hear that same exact Detroit sound that I heard from middle school on up, to bubble up. But since I got in the media within the last 2-3 years, I started going back, kind of doing the interviewing. But before then, I wasn't doing media. I just had a studio down here. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no need for me to really go up there and, like, tap in like that.
I asked that because, you know, because usually, when somebody actually, from a certain place, they always like, you know what, I got to still reach back.
Yeah.
I got to reach back.
So now I'm in that point. Like I said, last year I went to Detroit like 2 months in a row, locked in with a lot of people. Big Hurt, which is one of my favorite Detroit artists, you know what I'm saying? Chopped it up with a lot of people, man. Locked in with a lot of connections. Shout out to Pootie Neek them with that whole, what's Band Gang, you know what I'm saying, with Band Gang Lottie, all of them. I even dropped the Detroit Gatekeepers list that kind of shook the city up, or who was like the top.
That's who the gatekeeper is, because like I always was told Trick.
You know what? I actually put like Trick like number 13 on that list.
Yeah, but did he write you?
No, not really. He commented. He just laughed. He ain't taking shit serious, which I don't think nobody should. It's only opinion. But
And so who's number one?
Pootie and Neek, Band Gang.
Yeah, I never heard of them.
You know, like that whole Band Gang clique. So
the gatekeeper.
Yeah, so they like the number one, like, just conglomerate in Detroit that was, you know, running everything right now.
So like I've been hearing, you know, everybody just saying like in certain cities and states they got gatekeepers. Mm-hmm. So like I want to know, like, what's your meaning of one gatekeeper?
So you have to put in gatekeeper in the respective fields, because when you say gatekeeper, immediately the first thing people start thinking is the streets. Who got the access to all the drugs and all the killers and all that? Man, I'm not. Who could ever do a list like that? Who would want to create a list of? That's what the FBI do. They create the gatekeeper list for the top drug dealers up there. That's not what I'm into. What I do a gatekeeper list is on, you know what I'm saying, within the music game, like people who have either the power, the platform, or the connections to help an artist get to the next level. And usually the people who have all three, power, connections, and platforms, usually be in my top 5.
Oh, so they have the power.
In connection and platform.
Well, I need to go meet them people in Detroit.
There you go. Just like I was the one that did the first Texas gatekeeper list. Here.
And who's the gatekeeper here? Because I had this conversation yesterday. Shout out Terry Blue for just walking in the room.
The biggest asshole in the game.
Yeah. So like we had this conversation, and I said, just conversations me having throughout the industry. if he's not from Dallas, but like he looked like he's Dallas, and I feel like I thought he was a I thought he was the gatekeeper, and that is I'm like baby. But I want to know, you know, by you being in the Dallas and knowing knowing what's going on, like I want to know, I'm like, who is the gatekeeper?
So Bebe actually made number 2
Okay.
on the gatekeeper list. It was Jay Prince was number 1, Bebe was 2,
And so
Shawn Cotton was 3.
And so Jay Prince is like the gatekeeper of like Dallas?
No, I said, mine was the Texas
okay,
gatekeeper list.
okay.
So people argue this, and I think this is the downfall of Dallas because Dallas hate on each other so much, and they don't even want to appoint anybody to even be a gatekeeper. I mean, if you're gonna name a number 1 gatekeeper in Dallas, in my opinion, it's gonna be Shawn Cotton.
And they would hate if you say that.
All right, I mean, it's facts. I mean, he's one of the top ones who got the power, the platform, and the connections.
And he came out of it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bebe definitely got the connections.
Hey, but the reason why, I gave Bebe, like the reason why I would give Bebe over Shawn Cotton because Bebe's still here. He's very active. I don't see Shawn Cotton that active.
What you mean? He just got 5 RIA plaques this year.
I would say, but like for the outside,
Cash paid.
in my
Spot
mind,
him, got him. What are we talking about right now?
well, I was talking about like
These are virtually-
he's not here. Yeah, I'm saying he's winning, but I don't hear him like advocate for Dallas like that. That's why I said that.
He don't have to. His track record shows.
Right, yeah. I'm not saying he's doing a great job, but I'm like when I think a gatekeeper,
Wait, so do Bebe advocate for Dallas like that?
in my mind, I thought he did. I thought he was.
This is what someone would say about Bebe, and I'm not against Bebe. You know what I'm saying? I think he does a great job at what he does. But if you hear people arguing about Bebe, I don't know if this is true or not, because again, I'm not from here, so you know what I'm saying? But some will argue that Bebe kind of attaches himself to who already has popped.
Right.
Not necessarily catching them and
Early.
pulling them up. It's more so like you hit here, now Bebe's here. And maybe that's his level of game.
I know a few people who do that. Like
Yeah.
like in like multiple cities, like they're not gonna really attach their brand probably until you probably like catch a wave and like other people asking for you.
And that's fair too though. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's like you're putting that stamp on them or something.
yeah, it's because Bebe may be for artists to get to Bebe, they let you know you've already achieved a certain level of success within your career to get that stamp. So I get it why Bebe will like the face because he can see more of a mascot because you get to see him next to a person that just popped.
Right.
So when Yellow Beezy just popped, you can see a Bebe next to him. You will see, you know what I'm saying, like a Billy Bears or what's his name? Bobby Billions or anybody like that. You see him hit a certain level, you can see Bebe get next to him.
Right.
So it can seem like he's more active.
Yeah, but I understand that.
And like I said, where Shawn, he taking somebody, because his MO is, I want to get somebody who has nothing.
Right.
Give me the person who has 1,000 followers. And I'm going to take him and make him known. And that's Shawn's status. He did that with Cash Page. She wasn't a huge name in Dallas, and now she platinum.
Like with just my respect for Shawn Cotton, I look at him like a mogul for like independent artists right now. Because he has the power right now to like take an independent artist and really like make him known in the whole United States. Because like every independent artist is damn near tapped in with Say Cheese. So when I think he a mogul for just independent artists just in general.
So you punishing Shawn for
I'm not punishing him.
No, you are. You doing what they was doing in Clubhouse. What they're saying
I'm
is
not
that
from it. I'm just saying I can't think about Dallas.
No, it's cool.
I just see him helping. Like this was. I'm not punishing him. I'm like, okay, they got Spot him, got him. He from Florida. Like other artists he helped, they from different places. I'm giving him more credit than just being a gatekeeper for Dallas.
But people don't want to. How do you say a person is so big everywhere else, but he just can't be big here?
I'm not saying he's not big here.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, what people tend to do, and what I mean by punishment is, people tend to punish a person when he gets so big,
Successful.
so successful that they don't want to give him the obvious number one spot. It was like, well, Shawn is just big everywhere, but I'm talking about here in Dallas. No, if he's big everywhere, then that means he deserves to be number one in Dallas. Unless you're saying like, hey, you know what? When it comes to blogging and all that stuff, you know what? He's so big, it don't even make sense to put him on the list.
And was speaking like that then was shit. And he bigger than Jay Prince right now because he's putting more artists on right now.
Some will argue with that. Some will argue that.
I'm saying if you go put it like that,
that's
if you
fair,
put it for
but
Texas,
that's
you
blasphemy.
put it for Texas, like
That's blasphemy in the
putting
state
more
of
people
Texas.
on right now.
That's blasphemy in the state of Texas. That's just like you buying Lil Nas X red shoes right now. It's blasphemy, and then wearing them to church. I ain't say that, Jay Prince. No, but no fairness. I feel like on the gatekeeper list, I felt like I should have put Shawn first.
Cause like honestly, Jay Prince, just me knowing people around him, he's not like the old man Jay Prince. He's not too focused on music like that no more. He's more on boxing.
Yeah.
So like so if you're gonna say that, I'd rather just give that to Shawn Cotton for the whole Texas.
Yeah, but then you talk about power. Shawn definitely has some power within helping it. You know what I'm saying? Helping independent artists. But Jay Prince got a different type of power that can make some stuff move, that can make some contracts change, that can mend some relationships. Right. I don't think Shawn is at the power caliber as Jay Prince, but what he does have over Jay Prince definitely is a huge platform. Right. And I think in that platform in itself,
and he also branded himself to actually become one mogul, to actually make things make sense.
Facts.
For him, in his team.
I mean, you had to. You think about, say, Cheese Page got shut down twice and nobody even knew who he was.
Right. I always saw the name here and there, but I didn't really pay attention until I started seeing other people make moves off doing this. Mm-hmm. And just for my city, they didn't have no media companies like that.
Got you.
So I'm like, man, I gotta do something. Cause all I hear about, man, Shawn Cotton charging too much, and man, I don't know how to get known out of New Orleans.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, man, somebody gotta come do it.
Gotcha.
So that's so I always praise Shawn Cotton like shit. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this.
So who bigger than New Orleans, you or Million Roses?
Well, it's gonna be different people saying different things.
What do you say?
I would say me. I'm the only company in Louisiana that got music artists from over 10 states. General. Gotcha. But a Million Roses do something totally different from me. Like Million Roses shoot videos, and he also he's actually looking like the conversation with me you had earlier, he praising off for on some Vlad TV type if he might go get something if he might not interview the artist.
Right.
He might interview the artist partner who just popping because the artist.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't do that.
Gotcha.
Like my platform made for music, entertaining entrepreneurs. Me and him not chasing the same thing.
Gotcha.
And also some other people might say, Neutral Grounds is bigger than my platform.
Okay.
Because he comes with stories about New Orleans historically, he still add music to it.
Got you.
But it depends who you talking to. But if you go talk to the streets, the jail, anybody else, of course me.
Nolazine.
Yeah, Nolazine, of course.
On top, number one.
And by a landslide.
Gotcha.
Other people don't even know them. For the streets.
Gotcha.
Because I'm in the streets, I'm actively in their face, and also I got street people representing rocking this.
Gotcha.
In the whole Louisiana, it's not just not just New Orleans.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay.
So that's a little different. But but I actually salute all of them. I hope we all go.
For sure.
So the biggest thing is people be trying to put media companies all against each other. That's like I see in Dallas too. Like everybody just think everybody in competition. I'm not in competition with none of them dudes. I think we all need to find our niche and make it work for us.
I'm in competition with everybody.
Right. Well, you have to have one competitive mind, but I'm talking about in competition, they just want other people just going at each other head, beefing, on some real beef
Dallas Global
type of shit, some shit that he'll do.
Yeah,
he don't want to say that. But I'm speaking it. But look, I'm just saying, in general, man, we could be in competition. We all trying to go to the top.
No, for sure.
But we don't have to be going to each other's head. We can have close relationships on the side on the phone. But to the world, we all trying to look for a top spot.
Gotcha.
But I get what you're saying. You're always in competition.
I understand it's a game of integrity. But the scary thing about playing a game of integrity is some people may not have integrity, and if they're willing to go further than you will lose.
Well, hey.
So it's just whatever you want to play. I get it. My moral compass is a certain thing. I don't touch. It's certain things that I don't touch. You know what I'm saying? If somebody gay and nobody knows, and I get some information fall in my lap, I'm not posting that. That's none of my business.
Right. Yeah.
If somebody, you know what I'm saying? If somebody committed a crime, X, Y, and Z, and it hit my desk, I'm not posting it. I'm not here to expose anybody. I don't care about that. I'm here to just get the story. But there are some who will do that.
A lot of them.
And it works. And they become the top bloggers. But what happens is it puts you in a position where you can't go outside no more.
This is my conversation that I had last night with a few Texas bloggers. Like, basically, y'all are, like, you might don't realize it, but y'all really started winning off of controversy. Like, a lot of blogs won off of controversy. Like Academic won off of being, I don't care, I'm about to post all this beef. But, like, it's like, my thing is with that, you gotta own it if you do it.
Name a blog or anything that wins off of posting happy stuff all the time. Name one.
Huh?
Name a TV show that has no conflict in it. It's just all happy.
Facts. I just saw an interview with Vince Staples. He was like, man, like we never realized that, like, our culture is like a white man's entertainment. It's like, man, because, like, even like the reality shows, like, you're gonna see some fight, you know, different things. Like, we just can't have one peaceful, like, one successful.
Name a white person show that's peaceful and successful.
You ever watch white people show?
and that be the problem with black people. I think black people, we always worry about how other people look at us.
Culture, right.
And we feel like we're the only ones that's going through what we're going through because we don't see anybody else. We only see, it's hard to tell what's going on in anybody else's house because we don't look at nobody else's house. We just see all the problems here. But TV is filled up with number of white people shows, and they got all they trashiness too. I think this is that entertainment. You watch the news, negative. Those are the only stories that go. If every day was a story about people just in a happy place, nobody wants to see nobody happy. And I tell people this: the reason why nobody wants to see people happy is because it make you feel less yourself. Why they got it and I don't. But when you see somebody doing worse than you feel better about yourself. Why? Because they in a worse position. You, damn, her dude cheating on her. Oh, damn, he got locked up. Damn, he got killed. Oh, they beefing. It make you feel better about yourself because you ain't in none of that mess. So you get to stand and spectate and watch because they doing worse than you. But let your mans over here post he just won 150 million. You don't want to like that shit because you trying to figure out why it was him and not me. And that's why positive don't work, because positive.
It's funny, but it's true. Very much true. Because, like, you know, someone told me one time I used to always walk around like, man, hey, but I want to see everybody win. And he was like, hey, but if everybody win, who loses? Like, the world don't work that way.
It don't.
I was like, damn.
And it feel good winning when you know everybody can't win. It makes you feel like you're on an island of your own. But that's what I'm saying, back to the people that got certain integrities. Like, I can work within a certain integrity, but if you're a type of person that work with integrity, you can't get online and argue with blogs who operate in a different integrity. You will lose because they moral compass is not limited like you. They willing to pull out all punches to always make sure they go to the top. Yeah. And I'm not mad at those who do that. So that's why I tell people, understand, play the game. You can work in this media game all you want by moral code, but you're going to call across somebody.
Like I said, I'm cool with it. Just own it. Just like, man, if you're doing it, just do it. Like, that's the thing that I respect about, like, Wendy Williams. She knows she be doing some messed up stuff, but she owns what she do.
Why own it when I know you're going to keep coming back to argue me about what I just said? That's why Trump was lying in people's faces, and people came back more and more to argue with him, and some people agreed. It's entertainment. If I tell you the truth, then you be like, okay, yeah, that's right. And then you will never come back. Right. But if I'm a liar and you know I'm a liar and I'm telling you everything is the truth and now you're trying to prove my lie and we're arguing, here goes the entertainment, here goes the circus.
And you build a fan base and you build engagements.
And people come to see the big lie.
That's facts.
So.
Okay, so that's definitely a lot of knowledge in one. But you might be helping somebody watching this interview.
Hey man, I'm all for the beefing and shit. So I used to be like, man, I'm against it. I mean, I hate to see people crash out, but you the man of your own destiny. If you don't understand the game and you let somebody trick you off your pedestal, my man, you deserve that fall. If you bust your head open because you're trying to argue about somebody that has no say-so in your life, cool, go ahead. And I'm going to sit here and watch like, damn, you see that nigga fail, and we're going to talk about it. It's just the nature of the media business now.
Okay. So, tell us, what's next for you?
Man, I'm about to travel, you know what I'm saying? Got my first vaccine, go get my second shot tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Travel. Try to get around, kind of just like you, man. Expand my horizons, my network. Just meet new people, build a new relationship, hearing, people with Mogul State of Minds, man, their journeys.
Okay. And also, but last but not least, tell everybody, where can they find you at on social media and just every other platform?
Man, you just type in Mogul, you'll find the Mogul now. But you can find me on Instagram at BigD_the Mogul. YouTube, you search Mogul Media, and you will bring up my interviews, Mogul State of Mind.
All right, we done.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Nolazine make them hoes scream. You understand me? You want a t-shirt? You want a half a wife beater with a hole in it? You want a pair of short pants with 6 holes in it with all your coochie hanging out on the side? Holler at your people, baby. Singular way, you understand me? Loud and cock on this BLOCK, you understand me? A beautiful day.